All right, so let's dive into something that's pretty crucial, actually, for anyone working in public service.
Yeah,
It's the EU's AI Act. And we've got the really great summary of it from the Future of Life Institute.
it's a good one.
And trust me, this isn't just another, like, boring tech policy update. This act
Right.
could seriously change how we're serving citizens, like, every day.
Absolutely. And what's, I think, really fascinating about the act is that it's not, it's not just about setting rules.
Yeah.
It's forcing us to confront some like really big questions about what is the role of AI in society?
Oh, yeah.
What are the limits of that?
Totally.
Where do we draw the line? And I think these are questions that every public servant needs to be like actively thinking about right now.
Yeah, okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty then.
Let's do it.
The Act lays out this four-tier risk system.
Right.
It's like a danger scale for AI, from like totally off limits to minimal risk.
Yeah.
So what kind of AI is so risky that the EU just like straight up bans it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the unacceptable risk category, if we're thinking about it as a scale or a spectrum,
Right.
that unacceptable risk category is all about protecting people from serious harm. So we're talking things like AI systems that are designed to manipulate us without us even knowing.
Oh, wow.
Like subliminal advertising, but like on steroids.
Like really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can even imagine like a government using AI to like rank citizens and then restrict their access to important services based on that ranking.
Oh, wow.
That's a hard no for the EU, and rightfully so, I think.
Yeah, that's getting into some like Black Mirror territory there. That's
Yeah.
not exactly the kind of future that,
Not the future we're hoping for.
yeah, we want to be building.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So how does this risk system actually play out in the real world, especially for like, those of us who are working in public service?
Right. So let's think about the high risk category.
Okay.
This is where the AI Act, I think, gets really, really relevant for public servants. It covers a ton of areas that we deal with every single day, directly.
Yeah.
Things like biometrics, critical infrastructure, education, healthcare, social benefits, even the justice system. Like the list goes on and on.
Wow, that's a pretty wide net.
It is.
So what's the act actually saying about how we should be using AI in these high-risk areas?
Yeah, it's all about building safeguards into the process.
Okay.
So we're thinking about, robust risk management plans, rigorous data quality checks, making sure that there's always human oversight involved in the process.
Okay.
It's not about stopping innovation altogether.
Gotcha.
It's about making sure that it's responsible innovation.
I see. So it's not just like looking at, is this new AI tool cool or efficient?
Right.
We have to think about the people we serve,
Exactly.
the impact it's going to have on them,
Absolutely.
their rights, their well-being.
Yeah, their fundamental rights.
Yeah, all that stuff.
That's right. And that means getting really specific, too. So
Okay.
let's take an example. Let's imagine you're a social worker.
Okay.
And there's this new AI system that comes out, and it's designed to help you assess eligibility for benefits.
Okay, cool.
On the surface, it might seem like a great way to streamline things.
Right.
Maybe free up some of your time so you can spend more time, doing that really important direct client support work.
Less paperwork, more like human connection.
Exactly.
That sounds great in theory.
But I think what the act is pushing us to do is look a little bit deeper.
Yeah. What could go wrong here?
Exactly. You need to be asking questions like, where did the data for this AI system even come from?
Right.
Could there be biases baked into the algorithms that might unfairly disadvantage certain groups of people?
Yeah.
How transparent are the decisions that this system is making?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for a human to intervene if something seems off?
Right. It's like we need to be detectives almost,
Yeah,
making sure that the AI is working for everyone
that's right.
and that no one is slipping through the cracks because of some hidden bias in the system.
And that detective work is crucial because the potential consequences here are very real.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it feels like we're really being asked to step up here, not just as public servants, but as guardians of like fairness and equality in this new age of AI.
I think that's a really great way to put it. And, it's not just about these individual cases that we're talking about.
Right.
The Act also talks about this concept of systemic risk when it comes to AI.
Okay.
And I'm curious, have you ever thought about what that might actually mean for public service?
Honestly, systemic risk kind of sounds like something out of sci-fi movie to me.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Robot uprisings?
Haha, not quite, but it is about thinking really big picture.
Okay.
Systemic risk means that even like seemingly small problems with AI can cascade and snowball into something that affects entire systems, even society as a whole.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just about, making sure one AI system in one department is working ethically.
Right.
It's about understanding how all these different AI systems out there might be interacting. And, like, what are the unintended consequences that could arise from that?
Exactly. So let's say, for example, a city starts using AI to manage traffic flow,
Okay.
optimize public transportation, and even respond to emergencies. All great ideas on the surface, right?
Right. Sounds very efficient.
But what if those algorithms aren't designed to work together seamlessly?
Yeah.
What if there's a glitch and suddenly emergency vehicles are getting stuck in traffic jams that were caused by the AI's attempt to optimize traffic flow?
Oh, wow. So now we're not talking about efficiency anymore. We're
Right.
talking about, like, potentially life or death situations.
Exactly.
That's a whole other level of responsibility.
And this responsibility, it goes beyond just understanding the technology itself. It's
Yeah.
about having the courage to ask tough questions,
Mm.
to challenge the assumptions that are baked into these systems, to push for transparency and accountability from the developers.
So it feels like we need to become, more tech savvy, obviously,
Yeah.
but also like way more ethically aware.
Yeah.
Is that even realistic for every public servant?
Well, I don't think anyone's expecting, every single public servant to become like an AI expert overnight.
Right.
But the AI Act does create, I think, a really powerful incentive for all of us to learn to collaborate and to share knowledge.
So we don't have to go it alone.
Exactly.
We can learn from each other, share best practices, and kind of figure out how to navigate this new world together.
Exactly. It's about building this collective understanding, a shared sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, the AI Act is about much more than just complying with some rules.
It's about making sure that AI is serving the people,
Exactly.
not the other way around.
That's right. And that's a mission that I think, every public servant can and should get behind.
I couldn't agree more. This act is definitely a wake-up call,
Yeah,
but it's also a huge opportunity to redefine what it even means to be a public servant in the 21st century.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about being proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
It's about shaping the future, not just responding to it.
And it's about remembering that even in a world that is increasingly driven by technology, human judgment, compassion, and a commitment to the public good are more important now than ever.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the challenges of this AI Act, but
Yeah.
I'm also kind of curious about the flip side,
Yeah.
What are the exciting possibilities here? Like, how can we as public servants actually use AI to make like a real positive difference in people's lives?
Yeah, that's where things get really interesting, I think.
Okay.
The potential of AI to improve public service is huge.
Okay.
Think about healthcare, for example.
Mm.
AI could help doctors diagnose diseases earlier, personalize treatments, even streamline like a lot of those administrative tasks,
Yeah.
freeing up more time for actual patient care.
Okay, so that's healthcare.
Yeah.
What about some other areas where AI could really have a big impact?
Yeah,
I'm thinking education, social services, even like environmental protection.
absolutely. So in
Yes.
education, you can imagine AI personalizing learning experiences,
Okay.
giving students that extra support they need to really thrive.
It could even, help us identify those kids who might be struggling and connect them with the right resources early on.
That's a big deal, especially for, those kids who might be falling through the cracks.
Exactly.
It's like AI could be like an early warning system almost,
Yeah,
helping us intervene before those problems become too big to handle.
exactly. And when it comes to something like the environment, AI can help us monitor pollution levels, track deforestation,
Wow.
even predict natural disasters,
Okay.
giving us that valuable time to prepare and protect our communities.
So it's not even just about being more efficient.
Right.
It's about being more effective, more responsive, and ultimately like more human-centered in how we're actually delivering those services to people.
And that's a really key point. I think the AI Act isn't just about setting limits on AI.
Oh.
It's about creating this framework for how we can actually use AI for good.
Yeah.
It's about ensuring that AI enhances our work and doesn't replace our humanity.
Right. So it's not about humans versus machines.
Exactly.
It's about humans and machines working together
Yeah.
to build a better future for everyone.
Exactly. And that means embracing a new way of thinking, a new way of working,
Yeah.
Public servants are going to need to become more collaborative, more data literate, and more willing to experiment with new approaches.
It's a challenge, no doubt, but it's also like a huge opportunity.
It is.
This act is really pushing us to raise our game, to think bigger, and to use all the tools that are out there to try to solve some of the toughest challenges facing our communities.
It's about moving beyond that fear of the unknown and embracing the potential of AI to make a real difference in the world.
So as we're wrapping up our deep dives into the EU's AI Act today,
Yeah,
I think the key takeaway here is this. It's a complex piece of legislation,
it is.
but at its heart, it's really about something very simple, using technology to serve humanity.
And that's a mission we can all get behind.
Absolutely. It's a call to action for public servants everywhere to step up, to learn to collaborate, and to lead the way in shaping a future where AI empowers us to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world for all.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.